Gonna change the world with my hockey stick. Gonna make a real difference. Feed the poor and heal the sick.
All right, we're back with episode 4 of the Puck Daddy Pod. I can tell that the podcast doesn't suck because my girlfriend listened to it, so I've made it.
go.
Yeah, that's all. That's the measuring
We are
stick that I have.
reaching the broader market.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right,
Not
so
just hockey fans.
Yeah.
Fans of hockey.
I think she only listened just to hear me talk, but
she doesn't get
she
enough.
doesn't
at
really
home.
like you guys.
Didn't like
yeah.
Coach Chip.
To be honest, that's why I don't.
You
listen
sure?
to it.
Hey, Hayden, are you sure? Be careful.
Yeah,
So we got a new theme song. We call it.
yeah.
Intro music.
Jeremy really likes that song, and we couldn't really think of anything else, so we like it. Let us know what you think.
That song, it's from the Vandals. I'm pretty sure it's called "Change the World with My Hockey Stick."
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It was a theme song for me. I went through this stage for a couple years where I was just like obsessed with hockey, and it was a little bit too late. Like maybe I was like 14 years old,
Right.
thinking I'm gonna make the end.
The
Now
scouts are coming.
I'm starting now, right? At 14, you're pretty much already like if you're not in like looked at to be drafted to the O. It's a little late. I was playing like double B, on the rep team. in Beaverton, Ontario, a population 500. So yeah, a little late for me, but that song,
You're throwing on the Vandals, and
It's
you're
an anthem for
you're
you.
getting after it.
gonna
eh?
change the world with my hockey stick. Gonna
Look
make
at you go.
Look at you go. You have.
It's funny. I mean, it is interesting. I have donated a bunch of money and food to food banks through like I'm always looking for like ways to give back to either hockey or through hockey. Like I've
Give you the applause for that one.
Yeah, hell yeah, applause.
we did like toy drives and like free hockey camps if people bring toys and like donate and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, I was there for one of those.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
I should book some ice for this winter to do the same thing.
Should,
now
yeah.
that COVID's over and we can actually like get together.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Let's do it. Let's get together.
Yeah.
We'll go through the topics of the podcast, but I just wanted to get one thing off my chest. I'm
Mm-hmm.
personally so sick of all these sports betting ads like everywhere. It seems like every commercial when you watch the NHL is a sports betting ad.
One platform or
It's-
another.
It's like there's 50 different places trying to take your money, and like everything is like, give us your money, betting.
There's McDavid and Gretzky. If I see those two again together, McDavid with that grin.
The bad acting.
Oh my
and-
goodness.
Anyways, I want to introduce our first sponsor of the podcast, Bet99.com.
Yeah? Bet 99.
I'm joking. I actually, I was approached by so many like gambling this and that and betting for
For
like
years, like before it
years.
was legal in Ontario.
yes, and I would always turn them down because I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do alcohol stuff. I'm not going to do betting stuff. Eventually, I started doing some beer stuff because I'm like, I do enjoy a good beer with the boys.
yeah,
and,
yeah. If you
people need to
identify with
make
the
their own.
company, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like pushing it hard, but and then I have done a betting campaign on Instagram, but
Right.
basically I waited. It was legal in Ontario, and I was like, I'll do one, but I don't think I can do any more because I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just so annoying.
So, anyways, our next sponsor, Sports Interaction.
I'm not sure.
But betting, like, especially, I'm speaking from, like, my generation, like, all the kids, like, 23, 18, like, everyone's sports betting. Like, all my buddies sports betting. It's actually become, like, a crazy just phenomena. Like,
is it detrimental? Like, are you able to control it? Are you seeing people
Supporting
like, lose their
gambling
way?
addiction.
Oh,
No,
it's an
I'm
addiction.
kinda
It's-
concerned.
it's an addiction. Like, yeah, for me, like, I know, like, I used to be sports betting a lot. I was at school, university, and you go, it's like, boys, who we pick in the night? It was like it was like kind of like your whole like life was revolved around your picks and watching the game tonight, and it's
Right.
fun. It's definitely fun. Like if you
Yeah.
could, but what's when it gets to the point where for
Mhm.
me, if I was throwing it down, I wanted to be making it back. So I
It's
was
one thing if you're when you're like in school and like maybe your rent isn't like crazy and you just have some. It's like instead of going and blowing $100 at the bar,
yeah, exactly.
You're
We're
gonna sit at
go-
home and do that.
Yeah,
But then as long as you can like get out of school and be like not continuing to just gamble like that, yeah.
yeah. For me, I had to stop. Like for me, it became like it was fun when I was doing it, but then it just became like, all right, like it affects you. Like if once it starts affecting your mood and your emotional states, and like you're like,
I like that.
Right. Yeah.
for sure. Like that's what I noticed. I'd be betting on a game, and then it's like
That's a
highs,
cue
the
for you.
lows, and it's like the dopamine that it gets released when you're betting on a game. It's like,
Right.
wow, like this is like, oh no way. And it can be fun, but when it's every day and you're putting it, it's just
That's why I put a cap on mine. I'm like, I'll only bet on the nights that the Leafs play.
There you go. Yeah,
And
have fun. Have fun with it.
I pretty much the most I'll ever deposit is like $50, and I'll try to make
Yeah.
that just last as long as I can. Then that way, it's like I'm just thinking of it like a form of entertainment.
Yeah, and that's smart. That's smart because
yeah.
I wasn't. I was looking. I thought I
You're
thought
like,
I was
I'm
gonna
dropping
be that,
100 on
I thought I was
Matthews to
gonna be
score.
the next prodigy in sports betting. I'm like, I can make a living out of this, and there's no way. Steph Curry goes for 30, easy money, guys. We're throwing that down. Jokic double
I
all
don't-
day long, guys. And then it was just I did a lot of NBA sports betting. But
I don't bet on anything but hockey because that's all I know.
Like for sure, it's fun. I remember back in college, I was doing the pro line. You have to go to the convenience store and like fill out the actual slip. It was
Yeah.
like put down $5, and that was it. Like I had a limit. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
what I'm willing
I'm
to
gonna get some
give
beef
up.
jerky and put down $5 on the pro
Yeah,
line.
Exactly, exactly. Beef jerky, chocolate milk,
Yeah.
and then like
Did you get the
$2
the
maybe?
beef jerky sticks or the
Sticks,
yeah, those are the best.
And that's my night there, and it's just something to keep you a little more invested
Yeah.
in the game. But like, I was never trying to win back my earnings, or and
Yeah.
I would never bet
I
so
was.
much that I
I really need that $5 back.
I was really thinking I'm at school, I'm at university, like don't got a job, like
yeah.
guys, we could do this. Hey, we could really turn this into something. Like the first night, because the first time I ever like put any money down, I won.
Yeah.
And I won decent. So I'm
You're
like,
like, oh, it's so easy.
easy money. The next game, I'm like, all right, let's get our picks in. Like, and then it was downhill from there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
be careful, have fun if you're doing it. But that's my story. That's why I don't do it.
I like the whole idea here that you have your limits, and also look for the signs, like if it's affecting you emotionally.
Yeah.
The next day, like you're in a bad mood, and like you have regrets. If you have regrets, it's like just
That's
stop.
besides the point. Yeah.
Or even like just don't, like if you say every day you're like placing a bet, try a month without doing it
yeah.
to see if
Yeah.
you need to.
Mhm.
Right? I like to do that with anything. Like I have a beer with dinner. I'm not drinking too much. It's just like
Whiskey on the rocks while you watch the game.
whiskey, the odd. Yeah, I make an old fashioned or something when I watch the Leafs game, right?
Yeah.
But it becomes kind of like a routine, and I'm like, wait, do I need to? Can I go without it? And I
Like
like
a
to
tester
do
to
I
take
do
a
a
break,
check.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll take a month off or a week off every once in a while just to make sure that it's like it's not something I rely on. It's like check your habits.
Is gambling 19?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I turned 19, me and my buddies were like, all right, we're going. We went with like $50. We get in there.
Might be
First time-
18.
I
Actually,
think is it 18
Yeah, I
or?
think it's 18 for gambling and 19 for like all
Yeah.
the other stuff.
So we go to the old Casino Rama. Me and my buddies were like, we're fired up. It's like 8 o'clock on like a weeknight. We're like, we can go to the casino. Let's go to the casino. So we
Yeah.
go in. We don't know what the hell we're doing. We're walking around. We're looking at the slots. I think it was $100 with me. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And I think in the first 25 minutes of all of us being there, we were all down. My one buddy's going back to the ATM. He's taking it out.
Never.
We're going all. He's
Oh
like,
my
I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna put it all on black. We were playing roulette.
Oh my god.
All on black. I'm gonna do it, and then he's just down bad. And then it was just like the whole mood changed. We're all cheesed.
Yeah.
And
I've always wanted to just go to the casino and just play poker
yeah,
because you can put like a couple $100 and play poker for like a few hours. Like if you're good at poker,
and
you
it's,
can
yeah,
just
it's a
sit.
skill game. Yeah, it's like
I like
game.
playing poker,
There's a
but
bit of-
I wouldn't want to just sit there and play blackjack for 3 hours.
no.
You know?
so
It's like
yeah, it's good to have your limits. And for me, when I actually I only did online gambling just because I did the campaign. I was like, I should probably see what their app is all about and try it out.
25 cents.
Yeah, 25-cent bets.
Big
like, hey,
spender.
Oh, hey,
And I-
25 cents. Keep it to 25 cents.
But it was like it was still like because for me the I guess what I liked is just if I was right or not, like
Yeah.
going for a long shot and then getting it right. And it's like I didn't really care if
And you do get more invested in a game. Like if I'm watching Nashville versus the Devils, I'm not watching that game. Whereas if I throw something on Hughes getting a goal or whatever, I'm gonna be watching that. Like
right.
But I have stopped doing it. Like I haven't bothered to place a bet in the longest
The
time.
campaign's done, so
I know. It was more that like even though I only had 25 cents down or 50 cents down, I'm like checking like to see if someone scored and this and that, and then it's like I'm just looking at my phone too often, and I don't want to do that. Like
Right.
after we're done work and all that stuff, I want to be with my wife, with the kids.
Mm.
I wasn't doing like it's like after the kids are tucked in. Like I always try to dedicate a solid 2
betting on the
hours.
10 p.m. games.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just like I have that or I don't know. Responsibility. Like I'm putting it away. I can.
yeah, you're responsible.
Yeah.
Responsible.
Leading
dad,
by
yeah.
example too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the discipline. That's the word I'm looking for. I try to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Not get pulled away onto my phone while like I only have a few hours each night with the kids. Right. So,
Well, the Tim Hortons thing's cool because
Yes.
you don't have to put
That's
any
my
money.
new-
That one's fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
my
that.
new
Tim
addiction.
Hortons.
I'm day 20
Tim
in.
Hortons knows.
I'm day 20 in. The biggest streak I've had is 4 in a row.
Yeah.
I just updated my little helper
Your
thing
Corsi
today.
stats.
It was giving me some null values. If you're any programmers out
I know
there.
what that
For
is.
those that
Linear
have no
regression
clue what
stuff.
you guys are talking about, let's enlighten them. Tim Hortons has this thing where you have to pick a winner or someone who's going to score a goal.
You get to
And
pick 3.
There's 3 tiers. So like guys that are definitely going to score, like McDavid and Draisaitl, and Matthews are
Ovi.
going there. Then you got your second tier, like Backlund, and like they score sometimes. Not all the time.
Hyman.
Hyman, yeah, is usually second tier. And then third tier guys, they give you like a bunch of defense and like a forward that's on the 4th line and might get a healthy scratch.
Yeah, so 3 tiers.
Yeah.
If you get one right, you get points or rewards in the Tim's app. If you get 3 right, you get whatever.
It's free to play.
But it's more just fun to see if you get them right.
Yeah.
So I made this script that basically looks up the player's stats versus their opponent and pulls it into this chart and then shows me what player will have the most likely chance to score against that team. And I updated it today because there was a bit of an issue. Anytime a player was playing Tampa Bay or New Jersey, the like short abbreviated name that I had for it, like it was wrong. So when I was looking it up, it wasn't getting anything. So I fixed that today. And then all of a sudden I got Matthews as a pick. I was like,
Okay,
oh,
so now
There you go.
let's not get too much into the coding.
Yeah,
syntax
there we go.
here.
Linear regression.
easy. I
stuff.
didn't even mention any coding.
Good, thank you.
Pappy, that's all I heard.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I've been doing better than you slightly.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. I pick from the heart. Pick from the heart.
From the soul.
So we'll see. If
We'll see if it rounds out over the
Stats are
course
for
of the
nerds.
season.
Stats are for nerds. All right, let's get it
Anyway,
into
yeah.
the topics first.
10 minutes in, we're finally going to introduce what we're talking
Let's
about
go.
today. We got the concession draft.
Mm.
So we did snack bar draft last week.
Uh-oh,
That
Hayden.
blew up on TikTok, if
Yeah,
anyone saw that.
over 300,000 views on
Yeah.
pretty much a brand new channel. And
Hopping.
I think we're over like 2,500 followers. Go follow us on.
Go tell
Instagram,
everybody about
TikTok.
Buck Daddy.
It is interesting though. Actually, we should do the other way around. We're asking the people listening to the podcast, which I would imagine is a little bit less than the 300,000.
We've got about 400 or 500 listeners so far.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but
Beauties.
you want more.
Appreciate all
Like
you
almost
guys.
1,000 plays total.
These are our real fans. The ones watching the full hour on YouTube.
Super fans.
The super fans.
Yeah.
The true, the OGs.
true puck
the
daddies.
dudes. The real, we're the puck daddies.
Legends,
Yeah.
legends.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right. So this week we're doing the concession draft, which is essentially the same thing, but like when you actually go to a sporting event, like you go to a Leafs game, you go to an MLB game, the concession stands. There's a bit different options and a bit different quality than at the local minor hockey snack bar. So we're doing that this week. Then Jeremy and I, we went to a charity Easter Seals hockey tournament, and we got to play with Ray Bourque. Anyone heard of him on defense? He's 61 now, so we're going to talk a bit about our experience with that.
It's supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, it was supposed to be a surprise.
I remember I was gonna
Uh-oh.
say, hey, who's the your favorite line mate? Who's like the
Oh,
who you
yeah.
love playing with?
I completely
It
forgot.
was gonna be a joke.
Well,
where
let's
Yeah.
just
a little late now.
pretend like you didn't say anything. Let's just pretend.
Yeah, skip past the last part.
You guys didn't hear anything you just heard.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk a bit about our thoughts on the whole Mitchell Miller Boston Bruins situation, because we got to mention that.
Mhm.
And then we're going to talk some minor hockey stories
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
You're here for that.
and a would you rather,
Would you rather?
a hockey scenario.
Actually, let's actually do the would you rather right off the bat. What else we got?
We're doing the concession.
I know, but let's do a quick would you rather.
All right.
I love it.
All right.
Jeremy
would you
just calling audibles left, right, and
Would you
center.
rather?
here.
Would you rather?
We need something fast. We need some,
Yeah.
something quick.
Go.
quick,
I'm
quick.
amped right now.
All right.
Energy.
And then he doesn't have it ready.
I don't have it ready. So I screenshot.
So we're going to do a would you rather, which
I got
he got the idea from Howie's hockey
That's
tape.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather talk to your favorite hockey player for 30 minutes or have a signed jersey from your favorite?
Talk to the favorite hockey player.
I was actually surprising that you would say that because you get to talk to me like every single day, but you don't have
I'm
one of my
sitting right
signed
across
jerseys.
from you, buddy. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I get to
But I
talk to
mean,
you guys every day. I love it.
There you go.
You can hang out in a Leafs game or
Yeah.
something. And talk
The
about-
problem is I don't know who my favorite player is.
Ooh. I would say, yeah, talk to my favorite like, all day long. You actually get an,
Half an hour.
an
yeah.
energy exchange. There's a lot you could take. You could pick his brain. You could maybe next thing you know, you guys are friends from a 30-minute conversation.
Secretly record it and expose them. Just,
So you don't have a favorite? You don't know who your favorite would be?
I think I don't know. Probably like I'd like to talk to like Marner.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Be a
it's okay. If
beauty.
you had half
I'd
an
go-
hour, who'd you take?
I'd go. Like now, it would be Poppy. Back in the day, it would have been Ovi.
Mm. I'd go with Pavel Bure. because he was
Oh,
my
that's unreal,
favorite
yeah.
player growing up.
Oh, you know what? I would like to talk to Joe Sakic.
Oh,
That was
there you go.
my favorite
Jumbo-
guy going
no,
up,
not
and
Jumbo
like he's
Joe.
got a lot of experience on the administrative side now too.
Yep.
So I'd like to see pick his brain for half an hour.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Bure was just like I just idolized them when I was growing up, so I just think they'd be more of like.
What was Bure's game for the kids like me that never seen him play?
He was the creative.
Was
was
he a fast guy?
an
Yeah, okay. I
explosive, pure goal scorer. All he cared about was putting the puck in the net, rushing, right, and just
So nothing like you.
innovative. I tried to. I picked up a few things from him.
Yeah.
But they kind of wore off over time, Like
Right.
in my younger years, when I was quick, I could. But like I learned how to shoot in stride. I was watching, Don Cherry Rock'em Sock'em videos, and I just see him flying down, and he just rips the puck. I'm like, no one could even tell he was going to shoot. How did he do that, right? And I just
Right.
watched, and I was like, oh, he's like on this foot and shooting as he's skating.
The one leg.
The
'cause
snapshot.
the
Yeah,
one leg,
I used to
yeah.
skate, and when I was ready to
got that.
shoot, I'd glide and pull the puck back and then rip it because I was a kid, right? And that's what
Yeah.
every little kid does.
Yeah.
Every kid breaks his stride, and a huge cue that the goalie's like, okay, now I'm ready. You're going to shoot, right?
Yeah.
And once I learned that, I was like, pop, pop, I was just popping him, and goalies didn't see him coming,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, you're gonna pop that. Yeah, on stride,
Exactly.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
Pavel Bure.
All right, one more. Would you rather?
All right.
Would you rather play pond hockey with your favorite player or practice with your favorite team in their arena?
Ooh.
That's a tricky one. Do you know what you're gonna say? I don't know.
Practice with the entire team.
You get to
Favorite
practice
team?
with your entire favorite team in their arena, or it's pond hockey with your favorite player.
Oh, I mean,
But it's a full-on practice.
Oh,
They're not going to be able to mess around with you. They're doing a practice.
I mean, if you're there,
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm there, I mean, it would be just a normal practice if I'm there.
I think I'm doing the practice
don't practice.
because I would like to have that experience regardless,
True.
and I could still talk to a bunch of them.
That's and then you get multiple. Like you can hang out with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you're waiting in line for the flow drill to start.
coaches.
yeah, exactly. I
You
like
get to
that.
soak
And then
in
maybe
the
you'll
whole
get a
experience.
PTO. Like there's an opportunity there.
Exactly. You show some skill in that flow drill stuff, and they're like, "This guy can play," and you're
Yeah.
like,
Snap it around, would you say?
yeah, snap it
Snap
around.
around,
This
yeah.
guy. Snap it around."
I think I'd go with the pond hockey with my favorite player.
I mean,
Because
that's pretty unreal.
just-
Depends where though.
As a kid, I played so much pond hockey, and there was a fairly busy road going by, and I would always envision the Maple Leafs bus would pull in and be like, "Hey, kid, mind if we jump in?" Because I'd be
Yeah,
by
the
myself.
Scouts coming across in every
I'd be-
car.
I was like, I just want someone to play with.
You had an imagination as a kid.
Oh yeah, but
I did too. Every
All
time I-
hockey related too.
I'd spend an hour shoveling that thing, and then it's basically like dark because it was it gets dark.
Like,
at
okay,
5.
Bure, I shoveled the rink off. When you showing up?
Whereas I think it'd be cool just to like hang because like you could be on the pond for like an hour with your favorite player, messing around, practicing moves,
Yeah.
like just
That's
being
definitely a very a memory you would never forget.
I like the creativity side of things,
And
it's
it
like
might
more
feel like
personal.
longer too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's not as like you're not focused on actually not looking like a fool in the practice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well that's if I was in a practice of Leafs, I'd be hiding. I'd be like,
Yeah.
man, I don't want to go. You go. You go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go pond. I'm a pond hockey guy. One of the best pond hockey players in the world. So
What do you guys think in the comments?
Let us know. Yeah, answer the would you rather's.
Yeah.
Answer in the comments.
We've got
yeah.
From you.
if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, I think we've got like some you can comment somewhere. I'll find it and I'll show it to you guys.
On YouTube for sure you can.
Yes, on YouTube for sure.
Hit the sub button.
Yeah.
Hit the sub button.
All right.
Rate, review, like. Send it to your grandma.
Yep.
Ask her to rate, review.
Ask her how her chili is
Yeah.
while you listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Set up
5-star review.
Yeah.
5
5
stars.
stars. Five.
All right.
5.
Okay, we're getting into the concession draft. I obviously since I came up with the idea I'm going to be going. Which one of you two is going to go?
So I'm gonna opt out of the concession stand just because
You can't pick.
the only thing I would pick is a beer. Besides that, everything's too
You
expensive.
just gave
I'm
away
so
one.
cheap.
Well,
I mean, that's my pick,
The
but I'm
beer
opting
is
out.
$20.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Ah, okay.
So I'm gonna get a cold beer because it's nice to sip on, and you're with a friend, so I'm probably gonna buy one for my friend.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like
40 in the hole.
I don't remember you ever doing that.
After paying for your parking, your gas money down there, the price of the tickets, it's like I'm sneaking some candies in my pocket.
Hey, you go,
Like, I'll
buddy.
bring
We're
my
gonna
own
split a
popcorn.
beer. Hey,
Yeah,
you go to your buddy. We're gonna split a beer. I took you to this game. We're gonna split the beer though.
I got you a beer and 2 straws.
When BioSteel sends you the game, you're worried about the ticket price?
I'm frugal one way or the other. I still,
Yeah.
I
Alright.
like to keep the money in my pocket.
respect it.
So I'm opting out. I mean,
I just chose to be like, if I could buy
Yeah.
them, I would.
so I will be the. I'll be the.
Normally I pick one.
I'll be the judge here. I'll be the
Okay.
referee if
You be the moderator.
Let me write her down there, Chip.
I just had a skid idea.
You had to take notes.
Sorry.
All right. So
If actually, I do have one item
I
that.
got my picks there. I'll be like leaning over.
Oh shoot! Okay, I'll go get one. I do have one item that I would. So if you guys don't draft it, I'll drop it in there.
I can
on
just
your
rip-
phone.
I can just
Yeah,
rip-
Oh yeah, rip a piece of paper off. There you go.
We're thinking.
Okay,
Yeah.
those
We're thinking.
muscles. I mean, I could use my phone too.
Oh,
That
Oh
is
my
a
gosh.
terrible rip.
it's 'cause the
That's
paper.
unreal.
Take the whole.
Oh my gosh.
I gave him a notebook. I gave him a notebook, guys.
That's
Oh
a
my
buck.
gosh,
Guys, I gave him a notebook.
Coach Chip.
Okay, who's going first? Chip, you or me? How did we?
Rock,
What did we
paper,
do last time? Rock paper scissors.
Yeah, did. Yep.
All right, we're doing rock paper scissors shoot.
No, rock paper.
Just rock paper
scissors. Yeah,
scissors.
yeah.
Okay.
Rock paper scissors.
Ah,
All day long.
all right.
All day long.
I thought you were gonna change it up. He went rock. I went scissors. FYI.
Yeah, I want it. Coach Chippy
I know,
won
I
it.
got it.
Yeah.
I already.
How
had
come I
I
come
already
up
had
with?
them written down first, right in the thing.
Oh,
Anyways, so I
frick
had the
off.
number one already written down before you even shot.
Yeah, I guess I'm 0 for 2 on the rock paper scissors,
All right,
and according to the comments, I'm 0 for 1 on the draft. So hopefully I can come
We'll see
through
if
on
you
this
can come
one.
through. All right, so concession stand draft. When you're at an NHL game, you're at any major sporting event. What is the top food items that you would take? Let's
First
get on
overall
with it.
pick, Chippy.
First overall, I mean, guys, this is easy money. I'm taking beer. I'm taking beer. It's got to go number one.
Have to agree.
Gotta
with
go
I
number
hate
one.
losing rock paper scissors.
that. You need a tall cold one, despite how much they cost. Cold beer.
Gosh.
Exactly. Solid.
We got a bit of heat in our snack bar one for this, but I think it's because people didn't realize that it was for snack bar, not concessions.
Mhm.
I'm going hot dog.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay. I
okay,
thought you were going somewhere else with that, but we'll go with
No, I'm going full serious this time. I'm not messing around. You guys made fun of me
Solid.
for my mac and cheese. I'm,
hot dog is a solid food item
Yep.
choice.
Yep.
Oh, it's like that. We're really going at it now, eh?
I'm going serious here.
All right, I'm gonna get serious too.
You
here.
better not take my number 2.
I'm gonna get serious here. Real serious. We're going popcorn at
Mhm.
number 2.
Mhm.
We're going
Are you
popcorn at
kidding?
number 2. That's huge.
God.
That's huge play.
Popcorn isn't all like that. That's definitely up
Yeah,
there. It's a shareable item.
I'm gonna
Shareable item.
I'm gonna say it right now. Those are my top 3 are already off the
Got it.
board. So
That's
this
good.
is unfortunate.
Hey, we will have a pretty general consensus here on the picks then.
Chippy came hard and heavy. Comment
Yeah,
down below.
the
Coach
first
Chippy wins.
the first pick is so it's so OP.
Mm.
It should almost be a snake draft.
Mm.
Do 1, 2, and
I
3,
and
then
I got more heat coming, and I got so much more heat coming. It's
oh
insane.
my gosh. Okay. Well, next I had beer, but I can't do that. So
Taken.
that's
overall.
so generic too. Like there's
First
so many different
overall.
kinds of beer.
I don't think we can go craft beer. I think beer is beer.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'm going pretzels.
Okay.
Like a soft pretzel.
Okay. So
Okay, it was
with the salt and-
it was on my list.
Yeah.
Around. What was it going to be there? Probably not though. It
I-
probably wasn't, guys.
I
It
love
wasn't
the
gonna be
pretzels.
third.
This
Probably wasn't.
this was my 4th pick. So like,
Mhm.
but I only get to pick it second. So
Hope you brought extra.
All right. I'm just gonna come wipe the board here. It's gonna be chicken strips, guys. We know it's chicken strips. We
Oh.
know it's chicken
No,
strips.
I-
We know it is. We
nah,
know it
chicken
is.
chicken strips aren't even that
chicken
good at the
tenders-
concession.
No, we know it's that. Everyone,
Like,
everyone
like
knows.
popcorn chicken is probably better.
Same
But
thing. We're in the same category. That.
I'm going. Oh man, now it's getting interesting because I didn't have these ones ordered. I'm gonna go nachos.
Nachos. Okay. Hayden loves the nachos. He got them from the snack bar, getting them from the concession stand.
It's funny because when I was younger, I never even really liked nachos that much.
The nachos smothered with the cheese. You get a little chili on the side. That's
yeah, concession nachos, much different beast
Nachos?
than
That's a-
snack bar nachos.
I give you that pick. I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But guess what? Not as good as the fries. Not as good as the fries, and we're going OG with the
I
fries.
swear Chippy just copied my
Yup.
list here. Like I had my
Yup.
phone sitting here. I swear he just wrote it down. He's like, I'm gonna screw with Hayden today.
fries for the 4th pick. You got beer, popcorn, chicken strips, and fries. I'm sitting next to you.
Wow.
All right.
Let's see if Hayden can pull it through. He's got 2
Is this my 4th
Fourth
overall?
pick, yep.
4th?
overall.
Or not 4th overall.
8th overall.
8th overall. I'm going cotton candy.
Solid.
Cotton candy. The
choice.
kids love it.
Yes.
It's fun. It's probably the most profitable one for the concession stand. Let's be honest, but I don't care.
I'm a
Sugar-
Like
salty
you can't go all like full on food. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna get probably fries and popcorn or like chicken and cotton candy. You know, you need something sweet
Solid
too.
choice. Solid
So
choice.
are you a sweet or salty tooth? Let's just get that out of the way.
It depends on the day, but both.
Both.
Yeah.
I'm probably definitely more salty.
Yeah,
Like, would you rather
you are a pretty salty guy.
would you rather a Big Mac combo or a
Big Mac combo. I don't even care about
Or
the
like
next
a-
second.
Yeah.
okay, so not candy. So you would take
I'd take a Big Mac
I'd
combo
take a
over
Big
it.
Mac combo over candy. Okay, so you're a salty tooth. We got that out of the way.
Okay, yeah.
Chippy, rounding up the beer, popcorn, chicken strips, fries. Last pick for you.
Last pick. There's so many. I got so many options here.
I have a.
I'm gonna go. This is such an elite pick. This one may not be a popular one, but for the people that do like this pick, you know where I'm coming from. Roasted nuts. Yep.
At the ball game, I can see
Roasted
that,
nuts
but
number 5. I'll take that. There's other stuff I could.
I have. This is the difference maker.
Mhm.
Chippy got me in the start because he got to steal my top 2 picks.
Mhm.
But I'm going pizza.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Boom.
I did not
Pizza.
want that to go undrafted.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, like a slice of pizza.
That is a steal at 10.
Yeah.
That is right up there.
That is
That's like
beer-
Gatorade in the last
For
one.
me,
Shouldn't have dropped that far,
it's
but
beer, hot dog, pizza, popcorn, I think. So you got the steal for sure in that
yeah.
draft.
I think.
I
the
hope
roasted nuts
I
was
hope
a
the
creative
comment
play,
section
guys.
is rooting with me this one because
No,
I think I did pretty good considering I didn't get to pick first or third.
Whoa! Look, I won the whatever the fair and square battle. Rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
So Chippy with the beer, popcorn, chicken strips, fries, roasted nuts. We got Hayden with the hot dog, pretzels, soft. Make that note.
Yep.
Nachos, cotton candy, pizza. You do not have a drink entry here, but since beer was taken, what else do you get?
I know. I was like, I don't really get a drink unless it's beer at the game.
Not gonna
I don't want to pay $8 for a Gatorade at a game.
Comment down below.
Or
who do
sorry,
you think
sorry,
won?
$6 for a BioSteel at a game. Probably. I don't know.
Who do you think won the draft? I'd say notable missing entry here. Something that I do buy is the Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars because they're good.
Yeah.
And you already pay a premium for them anyways.
Yeah.
It's not that much more to get.
Jeremy
them.
always looking for the bargain.
I want them. It's like you get them like $3-4 at the gas station. It's probably like 5 or 6.
See, I just
that bad.
the thing. I agree with that, and I have done it. I don't go to many games, so when I'm at the game, I want to get something that I don't normally get.
Yeah.
And also, if I get ice cream at the game, you got to scarf that thing down. I
Yeah.
want to kind of sit there and enjoy for a bit. I don't want to have to get up by the next period.
Fair. I mean,
Yeah.
Ice cream sandwich. I
So
think.
I'm just explaining.
Yeah.
It wasn't on there, but it's because it wasn't top 5.
Snow cone. There was fried onion rings. There was a lot we didn't go on.
There's a few
Went
missing ones. Let us know.
undrafted.
Let us know.
Yeah.
All right.
What went undrafted? Comment down below. What went undrafted?
What's undrafted?
Yeah.
Notable non-selections.
Roast Chippy in the comments for me.
No way. No chance.
I think just
Oh,
straight up
Chip.
peanuts. Straight up peanuts. But I don't really enjoy them. I eat them because they're there, but I don't really
They're
enjoy
so
them.
high in calories, too.
You're just sitting there making a mess all over the floor.
Oh no, the roasted nuts though. It comes in a little bag. It's
Yeah, those are better.
yeah.
They're-
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
those are
just
good.
not
Yeah,
just the
they're
peanuts. in the
dynamite.
shells.
They're
Mhm.
actually that could have been number 1.
Yeah. All right. So next up on the docket, Jeremy and I, we played in the charity tournament, Easter Seals,
Right.
and we went 2-1.
We
won 2 out of 3
great-
games.
A loss,
Great
eh?
showing.
We got a loss.
No 3-0s.
We played Shane Corson's team.
He was decent.
I played defense the whole day,
Yeah.
so that could. I mean, I think I only had
Pretty
like 1 or
solid.
2 goals against though,
Yeah, you played solid.
and Wendell Clark didn't score against me,
No, he did. He scored against me.
and I played 1 full game with
Wendell Clark was out there.
Ray Bourque.
Wendell Clark.
Yeah, Wendell Clark was out
I have a
there.
little story. Wendell
Oh,
Clark.
yeah?
His son. I played against his son. So his son
yeah.
played for South Central Coyotes. That was our biggest rivalry. Like his son was back in the day was a sniper,
Yeah,
and so Wendell was behind the bench.
Wendell still got it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Wendell still got it, but he was behind the bench. And my dad, every time we played this, like in the hallway, my dad would go up talk to Wendell. He's
Yeah.
kind of friends with Wendell. My dad's actually kind of friends with
Oh,
Wendell
yeah?
because he would go up. I got so many things signed by him, but because we played against him for like 6 years,
Yeah,
and then he went down to the GTHL, his son, and then our best player ended up playing with his son in the GTHL. So like he brought our best player
Yeah.
down to the G.
Yep.
And yeah, coach. That was just a little
That's
Wendell Clark story. So,
nice,
Nice.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, what were your thoughts on playing with Ray, talking with him in the dressing room?
I mean, great guy. I thought it was kind of cool to see like how good are NHL players still. Like, are they going to destroy
In their
like,
60s.
Well, that's the thing, right? So you kind of always think like, oh, I wonder if like we could play up against the big boys. We have had that discussion.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's. Well, I mean, so Ray Bourque still got it.
Does he? Like, how old's Ray Bourque?
He's 60s. He's in his
Come
60s.
on,
61.
He's not still have it.
He's 61.
Was he working you out there at 61?
He's on our team.
No way. Oh, was he?
He was,
on
yeah,
your
he was,
team.
he was on.
I played a defensive pairing with him for a game. Yeah.
So what do you mean? Like, was at 61? Don't tell me this guy was out working.
No, he
Can
wasn't
I-
flying. He wasn't flying.
Can I describe it?
I'm gonna throw some out there first.
Okay.
My theory, or it's not really a theory. It's just obvious that they are not giving it their all at these charity games because they're
course.
doing like 10 of them.
Really, they're not
Are they
going
not
on.
though? Are
No,
they not?
No, they're like
If they're competitive.
He retired from hockey. Well, the thing is, because I've talked to guys that like they retired and they come to the charity events, and they're like, I don't want to get like if they go hard, then the other guys go hard against them, and then they get these like clowns that are
Mhm.
trying to send them into the boards, and they're done.
Is it
don't-
contact? What do you
They
No,
already
it's-
they
it's
already
not.
passed their prime and they don't need to be good.
That's right. But they get like the one Yahoo that they don't know, and he gets fired up, and like they don't control their sticks.
Yeah, like
as
when
well.
they're playing Jeremy.
Yeah,
what do you-
Jeremy's out here for
You'll see in the video.
playing for content out there. Yeah.
You'll see in the video that Wendell Clark gets the puck. I am not hooking him. I'm not back checking him hard. I follow behind him with the camera to see if he could snipe. Because I'm not going to be that guy that like gives it my all, comes strips the puck
Yeah, you
from
look.
Wendell
Next thing you know, you're on
Clark.
Sports
Yeah.
Center.
Yeah.
Look at this
Then
clown.
share it later.
I like catch an edge, fall, and like he stands on my stick and goes face first into the boards, and like now he has a neck. Like I'm not gonna be that guy.
one
Yeah,
way to
Wendell
make the
Clark
news.
exposes YouTuber, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be the headline.
Look, and then all over like every social media. Look at this YouTuber who ended like Wendell Clark. He's in the hospital and that like.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, you can give him a little breathing room out there. you know?
He did snipe a couple.
He absolutely sniped. I got a great shot. I'm following behind. He comes in. I pushed him to the outside a little, right?
Oh,
and he's on his backhand.
I'll find the
And-
clip and
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
put it in.
Throw it in.
Yeah.
So I'm with him. Some light pressure. And I see him look over his shoulder. I say he's not going to do it. He's on his backhand. He kind of looks and just goes doof, and buries
Top
it.
line.
No way.
The goal
On his
line.
backhand?
On his backhand.
You
Like,
man.
I'd like to point out I was watching from the bench on that one, so I wasn't on the ice.
I could have stopped him. I just didn't.
So Wendell Clark's still filthy.
I
is what
did
you're saying.
block one of his shots.
Great shot. Like he's not sitting there dangling people, but you give him the puck in the slot, it's in the back.
It's
of
like
the
he's
net.
got an automatic.
He pushes a button, it flies off.
Yeah,
the
like he doesn't
The
wind
forearms.
it
He's a
up.
farmer.
Yeah.
Let's take that. He was a farmer.
Yeah, it's like it's on his stick, and then he doesn't even like draw it back. He doesn't punch his arm out. It's just boom.
Yeah.
And like he shot one like that into my twig,
Yeah.
and I thought it was broken because it hit it so hard.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's got the release still.
And
Yeah.
then Hayden cross-checked him right in the face. He's like, "Could you imagine?"
no, but Shane Corson was giving it to me. It was hilarious.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he? What was he saying?
Well, there was just a couple times where I like cute sauced it past him,
Yeah, yeah.
and
yeah.
he'd be like, "Oh, you fucker, you,
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd do it." And then like for the rest of the game, he kept like going in my ear, like chirping or whatever. It
love
was
it.
awesome. Yeah.
I don't think they want to try too hard just in case they do get bested. And then it's like, they're just taking her easy. We're here, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
They put that energy out there. They're not trying to go like coast to coast.
Until
Yeah.
you pick it up on a rush, and then it gets real. And when the 2-on-1 rush comes,
Yeah.
Some I did see that. So I played in a few of these charity tournaments. Was it Brent Gretzky, I think, or who's the other one? Keith?
Brent Gretz.
Brent? Yeah. Gretzky,
Yeah.
but not Wayne.
Yeah.
There's two other ones. Keith
Okay.
or Brent. I don't know. One of them was in the
The
charity
more
tournament.
popular ones, right?
Yeah.
I have a funny Walter Gretzky story. I'll tell later.
But they were playing in some of the turn, and like they're going a little harder and trying a little bit more, and like you get fired up. And then Lanny McDonald, actually, he was the one who like he still cares.
How is he like? How old is he now? Like 80?
feel like he's
Who?
high 60s at least. Lanny McDonald. You don't know Lanny?
I know Lanny, the big stash. Don't
Yeah,
don't give
big
me like
stash.
that. I know
I mean, you
Lanny. I
said
know
who?
Lanny.
Lanny McDonald age, but he actually like plays. He's playing like he's playing to win,
Right.
right? And he out of all the guys that I've seen, he's 69 years old.
Okay.
He's 70
Nice.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Nice.
but when he goes out there, he plays, and it's a lot of fun because like he's actually getting into it and
Yeah.
like, competitive. And,
That's awesome.
Yeah, like you want him on your line because you know
Right.
that he's gonna go into the corner.
Oh, that's one thing I wanted to say about Bourque
Yeah.
before we move on from that is because Chip, you were asking, do they still got it? And even though they're not like out there full on trying, I found at least, especially being like on a defensive pairing with him, it's not a matter of like how fast he's skating or like what he's doing when he's got the puck. the puck will be going around and you'll think, what, like he's just out in no man's land. And then all of a sudden he'll be in the perfect spot at the right time and he's barely even trying.
Yeah.
It's just they appear at the right moment.
There's
Like the puck's
patient with
rimming around
pucks. Yeah.
like the 1D gets the puck and he knows that it's going to be rimmed. He doesn't hustle in to make like a D to D pass. He just waits for it and it rims around to him.
Patient, yeah.
Then he brings it up the ice. He makes an outlet pass and line change. It's like
Kind
it's
of
just
like
it's
my
easy.
game. It's like you're describing my game
Oh,
out
yeah,
there,
okay.
eh?
Lots of smart plays. Oh, speaking of which, you're coming out tonight. We'll see how you do. Oh, we got to get you on the GoPro.
Get me on the GoPro. I will.
Yeah.
I have one Walter Gretzky story that's amazing.
Let's hear it.
Okay, this one's funny. So back in the day when I was playing in it was a
We're
tournament
playing AAA.
playing AAA. We already know.
I don't think we noticed.
AAA tournament. It was the Preston International.
Mm.
We ended up winning this tournament against Peterborough.
Beauty.
Beat Owen Tippett in the finals.
Yes.
I kept the puck in, threw it on net. We won. Owen Tippett knows. He knows they lost to Preston. Okay, but fast forward. So that during that tournament, I guess Walter Gretzky was there, like signing autographs or whatever. So he's out there. My one buddy. He's they know him, right?
Yeah.
So I guess this might have not been at that tournament, but this story is hilarious. So they ended up trying to find Walter Gretzky's place in, where was it, Brantford?
Yeah.
He's from Brantford. So I guess they found Walter Gretzky's place, and they went and knocked on his door.
Oh my gosh.
And so Walter's there, right? So Walter's like, hey, like,
He was the greatest man. That's what it sounds.
Apparently he's like everyone's grandpa.
Yeah.
He just loves
yeah.
the-
So
loves the rink.
so they go knock on the, like, so my buddy, he's a goaltender and he's got his brother and then the dad. You know, they go up, they knock on his door. Walter Gretzky invites him in.
Mhm.
Invites him into the house. Walter invites him into the house, and they go down to the basement,
Yep.
and all of Wayne Gretzky's
Yeah.
entire memorabilia.
Your
Just-
friends weren't the ones that went in and tried to steal it, right?
No. But so
He had like a museum.
take this in.
Yeah.
This story gets crazy.
Okay.
So they're down there. They're sitting. Walter Gretzky he goes upstairs for a 2nd.
Mhm.
So my two buddies and their dad are sitting in Walter Gretzky's basement.
Wow.
And now it's been 25 minutes. And now it's like, where's Walter? Right? They're sitting in Walter Gretzky's basement, and
He went to go get tea and never came back.
Oh my
so
god.
take this in. So where's Walter? Whatever. So it's been 25, 30 minutes. It's like, what the hell? Like, where is this guy? Right? We're in his basement, looking at Gretzky's signed
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Like, this
Yeah.
stuff is crazy, right?
Mhm.
And so he finally gets back. He goes, "Oh, sorry, I forgot I had to pick my granddaughter up from school."
Oh my
He
god.
leaves them in the
my
basement
gosh.
alone. This is that story, a Walter Gretzky story you'll ever hear.
That's
He
hilarious.
leaves him in the basement alone.
And it's a wonder that some of this stuff went missing.
Yeah.
There was a news article a while back that people basically, I think, broke in and
Yeah, it's
like
sad,
jacked a bunch of stuff.
unfortunately.
Something else I heard is, I guess it's not uncommon for him to just invite people in, because basically if anyone went to the door, he'd just invite them in and give them a tour and show them all around. And at one point he was giving stuff away. Like,
Was he?
here, have this stick that, Gretzky scored 500 goals with this stick in like minor bantam. Here, you take it. Take it home with
way,
it.
yeah.
Because he just had so much Gretzky stuff. And also he was going a little bit, senile.
Yeah, he was
near
old.
the end, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows if he was doing it because he was senile or just because he's like, you know what, I don't need all this stuff anymore. I'm kind of over it now.
It's gonna go to the
Yeah,
Hockey
Wayne
Hall of
hasn't-
Fame when
eh?
I'm done. So.
Give it to people like.
Wayne hasn't stopped by in 5 years. You know what? I'm going to give away your stick, Wayne.
You need to make room
You
in
know
the
what,
basement.
Wayne? It's Gonzo.
Yeah, he was looking for make room for a sound system or something like that. But yeah, apparently he was just like giving it away to people, like giving out old jerseys. But like
Yeah.
that stuff it really has a lot of memories to him.
Right.
Who knows? After a while, he's just like,
Just to leave them in the
Yeah.
basement.
20
Where's
minutes.
Walter, eh?
Yeah.
I had to pick my
Gosh.
daughter up from school.
Oh
or
my
my
gosh.
granddaughter. Oh.
Canadian icon.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right, next topic here on the podcast there, Hayden.
Yeah, we're taking a sharp turn. Just I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on why the Bruins would sign Mitchell Miller
Oh
after
my
everything that
Gosh.
wasn't this already decided that like he shouldn't be playing in the
And
NHL
for,
ever?
for the people who don't know who he is, basically he was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens, was it?
Yep.
And after he was drafted, it came out, or maybe people already knew, but it just became more known that he basically bullied a kid for like his entire elementary school.
We should distinguish that he was a black kid with a disability.
He was disabled,
Yeah.
and I mean the only real relevance that he was, black is that he used racial slurs against them,
Yeah.
right? So
That's pretty relevant.
yes, so like he's using racial slurs and bullying a disabled kid,
Yeah.
which is terrible. And I guess he did he put a push pop in a urinal and then gave it to the kid, and that was like the most traumatizing, or I guess the
the
And then, like-
peak of the worst things that he was doing.
And there's video footage of them like beating him up and stuff as well.
Is
there
there?
is,
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
from
about
the
this story.
headlines. I haven't done like a deep dive into
Yeah.
this, but
Neither have I.
that's from the headlines, anyways.
So
And-
obviously, your opinion,
So Montreal says, okay, we're done.
yeah,
Right? He's not playing in the N. He's not playing in the AHL. He took a year off in the USHL where he was,
Mhm.
and then he played last year in the USHL, and he set records as a defenseman for like points and goals. I think he was third in the league for points and like
It's-
first in the league for
it's
goals.
It's the classic. Oh well, he's an asshole, but he's good at hockey.
Mm.
It's so annoying.
I guess the story like comes to like, you think people can change? Like, do you think
Right.
like I don't know anything about the story.
I
but
think that people can and do deserve second chances, but there needs to be proper amends made.
Yeah. Before we go there, to just wrap up the story. So he was done in the NHL. The Boston Bruins signed him.
Yeah.
And Hayden read me the article, and I'm like, shocker that the Bruins, of
Yeah.
course, Marchand was probably like frothing at the mouth, like,
Oh my
let's get
God.
this guy, let's get this guy.
I think Marchand was one of the ones that spoke
They
up.
all
No,
spoke.
I'm
I think
joking.
they all, I think they all
I'm
spoke.
joking.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
joking.
Yeah,
But,
but
like,
I know what you're saying though.
Of
The
any team,
stereotype of Boston. yeah.
yes, they are like a good.
This is Leafs fans saying that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, from Leafs, yeah. Of any team that would take him, like, oh, of course he's going to go to Boston. But I'm like, why? Why would
Yeah.
you do that? Like, unless there's some things missing that, like, for the past 3 years, he's been donating volunteering all of his like time and making amends with the family and like doing all kinds of charitable things and like, it has really changed. Because when you're 14, you're different. Like,
Receipts. You need receipts.
I guess, yeah, whatever you want to call it. But like,
Yeah.
I am a different person now than I was when I was 26.
Mhm.
I'm a different person now than when I was 14. Like each say 10 years,
Mhm.
I have changed. Things that I thought were really funny and jokes
Yeah,
that I would
like,
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone told them to me, I would look at them with disgust now.
Yeah.
But these are things that I was like, I think was like edgy and funny
Yeah.
when I was younger, right? And I remember even like finding things that I posted on Facebook.
But you never bullied someone into submission.
No, I drew a hard line. Like
Yeah.
yes.
Or like psychologically attacked anyone.
right.
Anything you did was just insensitive, but not, like, I don't know, targeted. So there's a
Yes.
huge difference. Like I can think back to when I was a teenager as well. There's some things that I've probably said that I'm like, yeah, I wish I didn't say that, but I was never like hateful towards someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
I guess a hard line to draw there. What
Yeah.
is just like, poor judgment, or like you get caught up in mob mentality, or like something's funny, so you do it and then you take it one step too far.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look back on it, you're like, oh, wow. Like, yeah, now that I look back at that,
Yeah.
all
Like
put
for
together, it's bad. At
Yeah.
the time, it didn't. It was just, we're just like, things got out of hand or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Is it actually the guy's actually a bad person?
Mhm.
Or,
Yeah. So what my outlook on that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, is that if you are truly remorseful about something that you did, then you're gonna want to reach out to the people that you wronged
for
and
sure.
do it. Essentially, you're doing whatever you can to like in your inner self feel better about that, like, or at least know that you are truly sorry, so they know that you're truly sorry. And to the best of my knowledge, that hasn't happened yet.
Doesn't look like it.
Like I always think back. I don't know why in this situation, but I think back to watching. It's gonna feel like an absurd reference, but the movie Benchwarmers
Okay.
growing up, because there's one of the key characters in that bullied a kid growing up, and he goes back to his house and essentially tries to befriend him.
Oh.
Or whatever, which is like kind of an interesting story
Yeah.
arc. Whatever, it's not on the same level as this at all. But like that
Yeah.
effort hasn't been made.
Yeah.
It's all been. I read an article this morning. I think who's the GM of Boston? Don Sweeney.
Yeah, probably sounds about right.
Yes. Anyway,
We'll go with that.
basically he was saying that in the moment when I met with him and his agent and the family, he seemed remorseful,
Mhm.
and he said, like, I imagine that some people would be not happy with this, but I was okay
Yep.
with it because he seemed like he regretted it. Well, obviously he's going to seem like he regretted it because he wants to play in the NHL.
He wants league men.
You can go and make amends and be the best human being ever, but for someone that has done that, in my opinion, you don't deserve to get paid millions of dollars to play in the NHL. Go and be a regular civilian and make up for what you did.
Well, and after that headline came out that the Bruins signed him, 2 days later, next headline, the Leafs changed their mind, or not the Leafs, the
Boston,
Bruins.
yeah.
Bruins. I said Leafs, yeah. So
They're like, never mind. Everyone's
Yeah.
reacted too strongly.
Yeah.
They're like, if we can do this and not get shit for it, we'll do it.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
they tried to-
No, yeah, it's pretty much everything in today's culture.
But when they said, oh no, and actually we're not going to do it, I'm like, did they not hear the news? Like
Yeah.
you weren't aware?
They
of
said
what
due
happened?
to new information. It's like, what new information did you need?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Chippy?
My thoughts are I pretty much don't really have thoughts. Like I can only take stuff from what I've learned in my life to share with people and what I would think. Like
Mhm.
when I was 14, I made decisions that I didn't necessarily were great decisions.
Yep.
I think most of us have done that. Like not to that extent maybe, but there's some stuff I've done to people that I probably didn't mean. And like, looking back, you have to reflect on that and
Right.
have to take time to learn from it, grow from it, and for this kid, I don't really know anything about the situation, but yeah, you're gonna have to, show that you have changed. You're gonna have to do something that, I don't even know. I don't even know how if you can even make up for
me-
make up for that. That's
Sorry,
it was so
not
disgusting.
not
yeah.
to cut you off, but there's one other thing I wanted to say is for someone who has done something like that so traumatizing to a kid, for that to still have an impact on that family,
Mhm.
the only way I see that person should deserve to play at a high level, like be looked on as a role model, is if that family endorses him.
Yeah.
To do it. Like if you go do everything that you can to, and that they actually are like, you know what, like it was a long time ago. We're friends now. We're like, okay, I've made my peace with it, and he's done all these things. Here's everything he's done. Then it's like, okay, then you can be accepted.
Yeah.
You need to go from bringing that kid down to lifting that kid.
Yeah,
up.
it's like you're his
Right,
biggest hero now. His biggest
Exactly.
support. Like
Yeah.
you need to be the opposite of what you were as a kid.
You need to be the opposite and then some. Like
Yes.
whatever you did, you have to do it, undo it times 2.
Yeah.
Right? Like find a way, find something that family needs more than anything, and help them get it. Lift the whole family up.
Yeah. Whereas now it seems like it's them versus them.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
getting that vibe. It's like, oh, they blew it out of proportion. They're making it exaggerated.
Woo-hoo.
It's
That's
like,
the argument you make when you're 14.
whether they did or they didn't, it's not the way. Like you're not gonna be like, oh, they're exaggerating everything, and everyone's like, oh, they're exaggerating everything. Did it happen? Yes or no? It happened. So it's like it doesn't matter to what
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
Like, did you bully the kid? Yes. Okay. It doesn't matter to which extent. Then it's like make things better.
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
that's like kind of they're hung up on like, oh, like obviously once you get into the nitty gritty details,
Mhm.
there's a lot more to the story. They're
Yeah.
getting hung up on like, oh, they said this, but it was actually like this. Just the kid got bullied
Yeah.
by your kid. Make
Yeah.
it right.
To me, also, it's not like the family waited until he was in the NHL where there's a financial gain to be
Yeah.
had.
Nope.
They were truly just disgusted when they heard his name being drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Boston to sign him after the family already went through that, that's just insensitive to me. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
bizarre. Anyway, we just wanted to bring
Bring
that
that
up. And another
Well, hold on. Let's leave it off for like any of the kids listening. If
Yeah.
if you made it this far,
an inspirational message,
just
per se.
be a good person.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Be a good teammate.
Yeah.
Be a good
big
son.
It's
daughter.
basically respect. Like,
Yeah.
is what you're doing respectful? I know it's easy to get caught up in like just messing around but like you gotta have
And stand up for anyone that
standing up for it is
like, because
is
that's the
huge.
biggest defense. Like
Yeah.
if you're ever being bullied and you have someone that stands up for you,
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing that can help, right?
This is actually something huge. Is that in the moment it feels cool to kind of pile on and add in some barbs and like be like the alpha. It makes you feel cool or like the other kids around,
Mhm.
like because you
It's-
appear to be bigger and
Yeah,
like
it's a power
thing, right?
Yeah.
Huge power
But-
thing.
But in the long run, you actually gain so much more respect if you're the one who steps in and stops it.
Yeah.
In the
And
moment
also
though, in the moment you feel so uncool because you're stopping what's happening.
the fun.
But
when it's-
afterwards,
yeah.
when people think back of the type of person you were, they'll see you with way more respect. And when they look back and think of, oh, that guy just like picked on everyone, he said things behind their back, like all the little things that were kind of cool when you're younger, when you're older, it's like they're not cool.
And
anymore.
also when you're older and you're reflecting on things,
That's
you
huge.
can see yourself as, oh, I'm proud of who I was as a teenager.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
there's actually moments like that where, after I was done school, I was on a bus in Australia.
Mhm.
And I guess in Australia, anyways, there's Indigenous people.
Yeah.
They're not looked upon too kindly from some people, which is a shame. It happens, right? So in Australia, that happens there as well. So we're on the bus, and it's probably my first week in Australia, and there was a handful of Indigenous girls in the back of the bus, and they were having like a party or something. Like it was like, and they were having fun, but they weren't being annoying or obnoxious. They're just like, they're out in town, right?
They're just there.
Everyone deserves to, it's a public transit, right?
Yeah.
Some guy at the front of the bus starts saying racial slurs to them.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And it happened once.
Yeah.
I was like, what an idiot. Just to myself. He keeps going at him. He's like bringing these people down.
Tolerance level is like, it goes up and up. And then
the first time, I wanted to like, I hope this guy's getting off, and then I stop. But like when he like dropped a few more, I'm like, no, okay, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
Like he's belittling these people, and I basically stood up and I said, like, show some respect. And then he's like, you have no idea. He could tell that I wasn't Australian, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, they're humans. These are people. Show them some respect. It does nothing that you're talking about matters.
Do you want to be treated that way?
And I'm like, exactly. I'm like, they're humans. Treat them with respect. Sit down and shut up. And Sammy was with me. She's like, Jeremy's like, she thought I was
not
not
confrontational.
Oh yeah, no, not at all, right?
Yeah.
But anyways,
It takes courage to stand up to people that are acting like that.
the guy knocked it off. I sat down, and the girls were like, "Oh my gosh, thank you!" Like,
yeah,
really. And looking back,
and clearly you remember it and you're proud of it.
I am. Like, I am happy. Like, and I could have sat there and just let it happen. Like, oh, not my business.
You're not
right?
piling on, but
it's one of those things. Like, I look back to that moment. I'm like, I'm glad that I did something.
Right.
So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, like I would just one thing to add here. I think it's a lot of it's just like egos. A lot of egos at play when you're growing up around friends, around people. You're not even necessarily you. Like when you're in group settings, it's very difficult to first of all know who you are because you have everyone else's thoughts and opinions entering your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think the coolest thing you could do growing up as a kid is to be as different as possible and don't conform to that group think and try to be different. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the Style and Flow brand that I'm building. It's like be yourself, be unique, and just because someone's saying something doesn't mean you have to listen. Like the people have done the most in this world were critical thinkers, were free thinkers, and were people who believed in themselves. And I think we're going kind of down a path where we have so many inputs all day of like what's good, what's bad. You can't say this, you can't say that. That I think it's actually more important to be like a group, like someone who thinks for themselves and knows what's right and from what's wrong.
That's huge.
And the past couple years, we haven't seen it. The past couple years, it's been crazy. And to be a free thinker the past couple of years, you've seen a lot of stuff, what can go on in this world.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that if you develop your ability to voice your own thoughts and think for yourself, then your belief is that most people aren't going to be like malicious people.
I'd say if you learn how to get control of your mind, you realize who you are, and you realize that you cannot define yourself without other people. You realize that you're everyone, and that's the idea of like
I got you.
The yin and the yang, and you can't have a self without an other. You can't have life without death.
Right.
It's very like that's
spiritual.
That's the mission. That's the mission I've been on the past couple of years because I'm not even close to being the same person I was 2 years ago, let alone when I was 14. And you can learn and live and grow from past mistakes that you've made, but you do have to do that internal work, and you do have to face traumas, and you do have to heal yourself from that. And for me, it's been a really cool journey the last couple of years of just getting to know myself and being at peace with myself and not needing to conform to anyone else. I can do what I want. Doesn't matter. I'm not worried about people judging me because I'm not judging anybody else, which is a big thing that I've learned.
Nice.
Spiritual Chippy.
Yeah, for sure.
Something big for me, like as a parent, I got a couple kids and things get out of hand a lot of times with the kids, right? Like fun turns into, oh yeah, it's not easy. But, fun turns into crying.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Lots of emotion.
Real simple philosophy. If everybody isn't laughing, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Right? Because it starts when everybody is laughing, and there's like some teasing and joking, and like it's funny the first time and the second time, but then everyone piles on and starts making the same joke, and then now this one kid that was laughing for the first couple, like, oh yeah, haha, I get it.
Yeah.
Now the kid is like, stop, right? Once they start saying that, now everyone's not laughing, it's not funny anymore, and that's when you stop.
Yeah.
Simple. And that could work in a dressing room as well. Because I know obviously it's part of the like hazing and chirping and like
it is.
I don't mind it. Like it happened to me when I was a kid, but as long as it's not going out of control or like repetitive and it becomes bullying. Like if both people aren't laughing, it's not funny.
Yeah, exactly. If it's mutual banter and you guys are
Exactly.
giving it to a nice, you know,
If
like
it's funny for you
Yeah.
but hurtful to the other person, it's not funny because it's only funny to you, and then that makes it basically
Yeah,
bullying.
so, Jared, I don't want you to make fun of me in the dressing room anymore.
I'm so
I know my gear smells, okay? I'm just
yeah, but it's situational. That's why it can like cross lines so quickly where it's like
Right.
a little banter with this person, someone that's your buddy might get it, but
Yeah.
someone that's not,
uh,
and then it's like, yeah,
Anyway, so sharp right turn.
sharp right. Let's go.
let's go sharp right.
How about the new best player on the Maple Leafs, Dennis Malgin?
Oh my
Ew,
gosh.
man.
Saying Malgin?
Malgin's disgusting. That fourth line was phenomenal.
I mean,
He's-
I don't mind Yarncrook.
I'm pretty sure I'm not a huge numbers guy when it comes to the hockey stats. Crickets, no joke there. I'm just kidding. I think Malgin
Over my head. Over my head, Hayden. Right over my head. Didn't even.
I accept it. I accept it.
Yeah.
He's a numbers guy, in case you guys didn't know. He is an analytical data guy.
I'm looking up Malgin. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Malgin over the past few games has had some of the highest possession numbers on the Leafs.
Yeah?
And the eye test for me.
Eye test.
He looks,
All I'm looking
he
at
looks
is eye test.
great.
He does.
Yeah. Like he's moving the puck. He's winning battles. He's driving play.
What would you say about? I thought the third and fourth line was our best line last game.
I didn't watch the last game.
You didn't watch the last game? Well, Malgin, that line was the reason why we even came. We were down.
I couldn't
Right?
watch it because my TSN thing expired.
Well,
Oh,
they were
shoot.
phenomenal. They were
Let's just
phenomenal.
go out there and say he's 5'9" and 176 pounds.
What a
So
beast.
it's legit me.
So
If I was 176, yeah.
yeah.
What are you?
I'm not even.
Unless that's
I'm not
personal.
even.
Is it
yeah.
personal? Okay.
No, the most amount I've ever weighed in my life is 160.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm about 6 feet tall and 185. So, yeah, I mean, 5'9",
I'm 6'2", 225, so
Should be fun puck battle in you, eh?
yeah.
There we go. There we go.
I got a few pounds on you. It's not round either.
Bounds.
Yeah.
So his last 10 games, it says here, 2 goals, an assist, and a +4, which is not bad for, like, I don't know what type
Wasn't he
of
out of the
I
lineup?
was just joking. Like obviously what he's doing right now, I don't see him sustaining that, but I'm happy to see some guys that are getting some chances down the lineup of the Leafs. Like now that Marner and especially Tavares and Nylander have been heating up a bit more.
Yep.
I wouldn't say Marner's been heating up, but Tavares.
Did you
and
see last
Nylander-
game? You missed last game.
Oh, okay.
Marner had the grossest. Did you not see that
Oh
one?
no, I saw the replay on
Yeah,
that
the
one.
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
that
he's
was
back.
good.
The boys
Yeah.
are back. The
So
boys are back.
Speaking of that, I'm so glad that they split up Marner and Matthews for a bit.
I am too.
like,
I was getting tired
wanted
of seeing that.
I've been saying from the get-go to Jeremy, throw Nylander with Matthews for a while.
Yeah.
Like he's been playing so good,
Yeah.
and Tavares has been carrying his line. So put Marner with him, and then next thing you know, boom. It's
Yeah,
like-
it changed the lines up. So Sheldon
Yeah.
did that mid game. He was like, "All right, this isn't working."
Oh, it was mid-game.
Mid game.
Okay.
Mid
Well,
game.
he had the bingo thing. He was just like putting numbers out of hat.
Right.
He was doing-
But it's nice.
how I would
It's good to
coach, yeah.
see it. I'd be coaching. Who's going tonight? Who wants to give him a little spark?
Right.
But then that third and fourth line. Did you watch the game?
I watched a bit of it.
They
Yeah.
look great. They
How
were.
did you watch?
Malgin, that Engvall doesn't get enough love. Shout out to my dad. He's like, Engvall never gets enough love. Engvall's out there. He shoots everything on net.
He's had solid performances. Like he's just
Great
to
skater.
me, I don't see him as a liability in the past
No.
year. You know, like I'm happy to have him on the ice.
I would like to talk about something that is super annoying about the Leafs, though, is that they are essentially trolling their
We were
entire
just
fan
we were
base.
having fun, and then you
Sorry.
just
yeah.
No.
What's not annoying about the Leafs?
They are trolling their entire fan base by losing to the worst teams. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch the Leafs like
It's
get
just-
8 goals, right? And it's like they lose and lose and lose, and you're like, oh my
Did you
god,
not see Biz's take?
no,
Going out to LA, they're in Bieberland.
yeah,
They're in
Oh,
Bieberland. Of course, they're not winning games
Yeah.
out there. We don't know what they're doing. Those IG models out there. They're in Bieberland.
but it's just, I swear they do it on purpose, and it's like we're gonna lose to Anaheim.
it's like a
and,
broken record.
And then they're like, Boston? Yeah, we'll beat them. Yeah, Pasta? He's not. Yeah, we'll take on
Carolina,
Pasta.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
we'll grind out a win away against them. Why-
Exactly. And they're playing like these teams are like serious contenders, and they're just shutting them down.
What's the record now? We're a wagon. We're back. We're a wagon again.
4 wins in a row.
What is it? 7-4-1 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be something.
Yeah, I was telling you about that TikTok I made. Leafs fans after winning one game
Yeah.
after dropping 5 straight to the worst teams in the league.
Now we're back.
This is our year, boys.
Yeah,
This is our year.
Who do you think is the most surprising player this year? So we got the stats out. McDavid with 27 points, no surprise.
You, man.
Is he getting 80 goals?
Is
this
he getting
season?
150 points?
Is he going to get 8? I think he's got 13 goals in 13 games.
I hear 200. Just kidding.
Could he get 80 goals in a season? I think yes. If he wanted to. If he
Bro,
really
McDavid-
wanted to.
Relax.
If McDavid told like everyone, like,
80?
yeah, he could.
Like a goal a game.
He gets a goal a game, and sometimes he doesn't, but then he gets 3 the next game. So he's like, I don't want.
He's filthy.
I think it depends on how badly the other team doesn't want him to score.
Yeah.
Because I've seen McDavid play the Leafs where it seems like the Leafs' entire goal is just to not let McDavid score.
Yeah.
And then they just win by like 1 or 2 goals.
Does it
I've-
even matter?
I've also
though?
seen
Like,
him
can you
go through
stop
4
this
guys.
guy?
I've seen him go through 4 guys
Yeah.
twice.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like you
Just
can't.
like-
This guy is so like light years
Yeah.
better than the next best person in the
It is.
game.
I mean,
It's
obviously, it would be
not even close.
it would be completely ridiculous, but he could. I think he could get 80 goals in a season.
I think if
he just,
I
like,
think
it wouldn't be easy.
if the NHL continues on the trajectory that it's going,
Yep.
where they're calling more penalties,
Mm.
there's a lot more open ice.
Yeah.
I feel like that's possible. So like maybe in a couple years.
Oh
I
no,
think he
it's
could
got to
reach
happen
that.
this game, this
You
season.
think
or
this
next. This
season?
season or next, because otherwise
I think-
injuries will start to add. I just slow down.
I
a
think
little.
the ceiling for McDavid for goals in like one season is probably closer to like 70.
I don't think he's ever gotten 50, has he?
Yeah.
No.
No, but
Never.
like he's gotten like over 100 freaking
Well, that's the thing.
points.
Yeah.
Like it's
In
so
some of these lockdown seasons, he would have been on pace for like 70 goals, but like he had like
Yeah.
120 points in like 50 games or something
And
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think goals.
if you're
are on his
talking
mind.
if you're talking goals that happen because of McDavid, the ceiling is like freaking 200
Yeah,
because he just
Yeah.
he drives play so much that goals just happen when he's on the ice.
Well, what's he
right?
got? Yeah, 27 points in 13 games.
Yeah, that's
So
why I said
he's
it's
on
like-
pace for like 160.
Yeah.
points,
It's
which is
unreal.
ridiculous.
Well, he got 100 in the 50 game season or whatever.
His point
Yeah.
per game is like top 5 all time right
Oh, yeah,
now.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Like,
and he's playing against
1.45 or something.
he's
Playing on
against-
rookie mode.
Yeah,
playing
he
against
is.
goalies who have been like who can actually stop pucks and don't like do 2-pad stacks and like roll over and do somersaults.
Right.
Yeah, don't
And-
get me comparing the Wayne Gretzky.
No, no,
era.
and-
don't
and-
don't start.
And the defenseman,
start.
the defenseman can skate backwards. That's important. Like
What?
yeah, the
They're
defenseman.
allowed to do
How
that?
about the goalies wear helmets?
Yeah.
How about the goalies wear helmets, guys? Okay.
Genius.
They don't stand up and kick their feet. To the left
Yeah,
or the
I
right.
could have
Yeah.
scored 8 a game in Wayne Gretzky's era. I'm sorry.
Oh,
All right, we got
Before you get hacked down.
who we got in the top 10 here. We got McDavid, no surprise. Draisaitl, no surprise. Then Pasta at 20
We
points.
should do a
Wait, so
draft
what is
for, our top or like our lineup.
Oh,
Like top 6 guys. We pick 6 players from the league. We do a draft.
a draft
I
of
like it.
actual
That would be fun.
players.
Who's
Okay.
top? Go top 5.
We got McDavid, then Draisaitl, Pasternak with 20, Kucherov with 20 points. Then we got Eric Carlson, 19 points.
That's
He,
crazy. I say he slows down.
Leafs to
I say he
Carlson-
becomes nobody
Leafs
again.
trade for Carlson happening?
but
Carlson's. This is ridiculous. They're losing every game. It's
Carlson was ridiculous at one point, and then he just.
I remember
decided-
watching him in the Ottawa series against who in like 2000s?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah. He was unreal in
He
that.
was.
He's a
I remember watching
defenseman.
that growing up.
He's
Yeah.
a defenseman. He's second in the league in goals.
But
He has
do we
10
believe
goals.
it? Do we
He's-
believe it? It's 11 games in. Do I believe
He can't
this?
sustain.
I
He
don't.
can't
I don't
sustain.
believe it. I don't believe it.
He
I'm
shi-
not a
he-
believer.
he cut his hair
Yeah,
and then now he's flying.
I think he's on pace for 80 goals.
Do we believe it, guys? Do we believe?
Eric
I
Carlson
love it.
for
I
the
love
heart.
him. I love him.
Eric Carlson for the heart.
But like
Do I believe it? No.
maybe he had some spiritual awakening, or like he quit like eating 6 slices of pizza
Actually,
before the
crazy.
game or
Like a
something. Who knows,
spiritual
right?
awakening can happen, and
He-
it can change
yeah.
your entire.
He used
way
to
you
be
look at life.
he used to be like an 80 point a season. Like he was the best defenseman in the league.
I know.
Right? And then he's just like, nah, I'm gonna take a few years off. He's back.
How old is he? How old is he? 35?
No,
38?
No,
think
he's
he's
32.
32.
Oh, he's only 32.
32, yeah.
Okay.
Nice, yeah.
Young buck.
I thought
But
he was
he's
older.
just been riddled with injuries.
Okay.
Then we got Nathan McKinnon. Here's a surprise for me, but I think well deserved. 7th in the league, Jason Robertson, 18 points.
This
Dallas.
guy. Who's this guy? I know
Jason,
who he
you
is. but, like,
Nick Robertson's
he
brother.
had 40 last year. I know.
Yeah, I know.
I think Nick's gonna
Didn't
try and match that
Make
in
it-
a couple years.
Oh, yeah, push for that.
give him some more minutes.
I hope so.
Robertson has such an unprecedented style. Like his style, he looks. I don't know. Like
Really small.
An alien.
no, I think his skating
Are
stride.
you
It's
talking
just,
about Nick or
no, he's 6'3", 200 pounds.
Jason, you're
Jason
talking
Robertson.
okay.
Yeah, Jason
I
Robertson.
haven't seen enough. Of
No,
him.
Nick is nice and low and solid. Like
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
pushes guys out the puck.
I noticed Nick Robertson is looking a little bit more shifty.
Yeah,
Like he seems a bit
he was
lighter on
always
his
shifty.
feet.
He was always
'Cause,
shifty.
But Belfry at the coaching conference, he was like Jeremy and I went to a coaching conference or whatever. Darryl Belfry, look him up, genius.
Yep.
Robertson to me looked like one of those players that's like really solid shot, good IQ, but he was tripod.
Mm.
Like he was always centered, and now he looks like he's
Strong
getting
on
on
his
his
feet?
outside edges more.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, like before he was slower because he was always on his inside edges.
So his hips were closed like mine.
Yeah, I mean he would open
gotta
his
sit
hips or
next to
whatever.
Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening the hips is actually
1
the most
hour.
insane thing.
Yeah, I'm not good
Hours
at that either.
straight.
Like
but
for your skating. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
anyway,
that's great.
I feel like
Crap.
we should. You wanted to talk some minor hockey stories,
Oh,
right?
right, we
And
haven't got into
we're,
that
al-
yet,
we're,
eh?
we're an hour in. I
Okay, let's-
should bring up a couple of those before we call
Okay.
this off.
We'll do it real quick then.
Yeah.
We'll go a deep dive if we can get some real juicy stuff. Have a special guest on come in and like really,
yeah,
you know.
that'd be sick.
Um,
It could be a recurring thing. There's always minor hockey stories.
so I'm going to open with just like
Always.
minor hockey legends out there. I read a book called Selling the Dream,
Yeah.
and it's basically the book is filled with stories like this. The craziest one, it's like the length that people go to try to get their kid into the NHL. And actually,
Right.
Josh Hosang is in that book. He's featured. He was like 14 at the time the book was published.
Mhm.
He's like, here's one of the crazy ones
The
here.
guy that was
He was on the
for
Leafs.
the Leafs.
Yeah.
for the while?
Hosang.
Last
Yeah,
year or
he-
2 years
He
ago.
was supposed to be sick. Like,
Yeah.
He was, yeah. He was like really sought after. He drafted by Islanders and pretty
Right.
high as well. He was in the first round.
Hmm.
And he would have gone even higher, but apparently had like attitude problems
skipped
or
a
something.
couple tryouts. He
Attitude
skipped
problems.
tryouts or he skipped
And
practice.
yeah, he
Oh,
just
yeah.
didn't show up to try. Or like, yeah, he's like
Right.
supposed to be at
Training
practice.
camp.
Oh, hey, it's the pregame skate. I'm just not coming, right? And they're like, no, you
Right.
got to come, or you're off the team. A few weeks later, doesn't come again. Okay, you're not on the team. He's like, oh, what? Goes to the AHL, does okay. Then he went to Europe or something, and then the Leafs gave him a PTO. I think he's on the Marlies now.
He was pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean,
He played in the
last
Olympics
year-
for
Yeah.
the, but when no pros could go, he went.
Yeah.
But he hasn't lived up to what he could have been. I
Yeah,
think.
people were excited about him in Leafs Nation for a while.
So
there,
this
but-
book, what else?
Anyways, so he's in it. Forget the exact story, but it's all stuff like parents giving up the birthrights of their children to the coach
Holy.
so that they can play in the G. Like buying
The G.
apartments. There's the GTHL is the greater
legally changing their name.
yes the Greater Toronto Hockey League. It is minor hockey. It's for kids aged like basically 5 up to 15. A little bit older,
Yeah.
but like 15 is your draft year. That's like if you don't make it into the OHL, which is major junior.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of kids just hang up their skates, didn't make it to the pros. Okay, I'm out. The craziest one was a guy from the States. His kid was a goalie.
Hmm.
He wanted him to play in the GTHL, wanted him to be a pro, make it to the NHL.
Right.
In order to play in the GTHL, you have to live in Toronto. You can't live outside and drive and commute. You have to have a physical address. This guy sells his house,
Hmm.
which is not uncommon. To be honest, a lot of people, it's actually normal. It is normal if you have a really good, like 10-year-old kid,
You moved to
and
the city.
you move to Toronto.
Yeah,
play.
I had
It's-
teammates that did it.
It's like you're not going to make the NHL if you don't, because you have to be playing against those kids. So that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. It's a little crazy. I think it is crazy,
Yeah.
but that is the new normal. The crazy part is,
No, it's let's get this real. It's crazy.
it is, yeah,
It-
to
but
uproot your entire
for a
family.
9-year-old.
Unless the
Yeah.
kid's just a prodigy.
It could be a 9-year-old prodigy,
Hold
and
on.
then with yeah.
Let me rephrase this. If you have an only child, like if it's your only kid and he is a legit stud, sure, take him over, right?
Yeah.
But if you've got like a few kids, you got some daughters, and like one boy likes theater and the other kids, right? And you have roots in this town, and it's like,
Yeah.
and your kid's just okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not worth. There's a lot of kids that play AAA and they just
Yeah.
don't make it.
Yeah,
anywhere.
like,
and
if
they don't even
it's
look that good in men's
Top
league hockey.
two in their
yeah.
year. Like if you're not like
Yeah.
the like scoring 190 points, like yeah.
So,
no.
so Matt Duchesne, he was in Haliburton, Ontario, right? His parents were driving him to I think Lindsay to play with I think it's the Muskies there, or the Wolves.
The
Wolves.
Clarendon
junior
It's a
team?
AAA team. No, sorry, the Muskies
AAA,
is
it would have been Clarington Toros.
Okay.
is it?
Clarington. Where
Okay.
was it? Where was it?
He was in Haliburton, so like Muskoka's, Kawarth's area. I
Oh.
think he was playing for the Wolves. I think it is.
Oh, maybe not. I might be wrong.
Anyways, so he was playing for them for a few years, and then they eventually moved to Toronto to play.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't be in a small town and get drafted at a single A. It's just it doesn't really happen unless you're way up in Sudbury. Anyway, so this guy in the States they sell their home. He buys a boat. They park it at the marina
Come
in
on.
Toronto. They live in a
Come
boat.
on.
Yes,
Like a boathouse?
a boat.
Like not a like there's boats and then there's boathouses.
It was a boat that has a bathroom.
That's
But,
It's a
like,
boathouse. No,
That's
just kidding.
unreal.
But
No.
that's next.
No. It was like the hall of a like it's not comfortable to live
This
in a boat.
guy's
That's a beauty.
shacking up in a fishing boat
Like,
for the week.
That's a beauty.
Basically what happened, and like, can you imagine? So his kid was a goalie, which this makes everything
on.
different because goalie equipment stinks. Here's the thing: he's living in the marina in a boat in the wintertime. In February,
Come on.
they are living in a boat. It's not warm. They're not right.
Yeah.
The daughter, like they had a daughter, is like walking over her brother's goalie equipment to go to the bathroom, and like that's how they
Yeah,
live.
do you mind if Mikey stays at your place today, Matt?
He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it, honey.
Oh my
We gotta
God.
sell our house and buy it. Like that's
Jeez.
that's probably the
That's
funniest-
something out of
he's
like
t-
a Warner Bros movie or
He's
something.
telling his son, hey,
Yeah, there's
go
no
be-
happy
go
ending.
be
though.
friend.
No happy ending.
No.
Go be friend, buddy, and go stay at his house. Ask if you can live there.
I gotta look up. I'm gonna find the book. I'm gonna look up the name because they have the names of all the kids in there.
Oh, it's like
And,
actually like released the full story of.
Oh yeah. They have the
actual
kid and the
people.
family. Like it's
Right.
a little doc. It's
Oh,
probably.
I
like,
thought it was like just like
It's like
anonymous
no,
stories
no.
or whatever.
No, it's got Josh Ho-Sang, like, and because I remember when I got the book, I was like, I wonder if this kid's gonna make it. And then I
Right.
followed it kind of along as he went. Was it worth it or not? Like,
wild.
so there's way more stories like that in the book, but that's the one that really stood out for me. I'll look the guy up and see. He might be like a real estate agent, and maybe he's like a professional boat salesman now. Like,
he's
He
moving
plays for
over-
the
yeah,
Danbury Trashers now.
He knows all the ins and outs of the boats. He could sell
Yeah,
a high ticket
yeah.
offer for sure.
he's like a yacht salesman. He's like
Oh,
doing
yeah.
well, right? He sells yachts.
Like, you know, this boat here, it would survive the winter. I know for a fact.
Yeah,
The washroom's phenomenal.
yeah.
Nice heating.
Lots of
Yeah.
space on the side to get around. But yeah, that's one of the crazy ones. And then I got a few in the DMs. I put it out on Instagram.
Right, you asked some people. Got
Yeah.
some replies.
Yeah, let me just rhyme
What's
off
the
a few
best
quick
one?
ones.
Or are you gonna read a couple?
Yeah. I just took some screenshots. I don't want to go into too much detail, but like just some fast ones.
Yeah.
And they're different ones. So that is like a crazy thing a parent did. There's also crazy politics stuff where it's like people are legit buying minor hockey teams, like not for actually that's another one we should go into.
Buying like a
I'm gonna go into this one. There was a parent that every team that his kid played on, he bought the team or the entire organization.
one or the other.
Yeah.
If they didn't let him buy the team, they bought the organization.
From minor hockey,
Was
he
Dad
bought.
in the mob? Or what was Dad doing? What was Dad doing? I'm asking the real question. What
So,
was Dad doing?
He was a businessman.
Dad
He was a
doing?
businessman. So he buys the team, and this was years back. He buys the team by every single team. He gets like the kids gets pretty decent. He goes
Yeah.
up to junior hockey. His dad buys the junior hockey team. So it's like if we're talking OHL,
How much would it cost to buy a junior hockey team?
200,000 probably.
Really?
The minor hockey teams they sell for around 50 grand. But for the minor hockey, from what I understand, and like I'm not in the GTHL, it's just
Yeah.
from like talking to other coaches and stuff. Basically, you're gonna pay like 50 grand to buy the team. You just get it for the year. That's it. You don't own the team forever.
Didn't Zach
Why-
Hyman's
why-
dad do this or something?
Like why we like? How do you profit from that? Like selling?
You don't.
Oh, you just
No,
own it.
I don't think you profit. Basically, you're just giving the money to the organization. You get, and then
Sponsor it.
all you get
Your
is
name's on
you
there.
can choose who the coaches are, and then they just go and buy coaches too. So it's like they'll pay.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, they pay
an
in the
ex
G.
NHL guy.
25 grand or something.
Well,
or-
so some AAA coaches they'll get like the strip end,
yeah.
right? But then if parents have money, they can give you an extra 50 grand. We'll give you an extra 75. So some of these guys are just making like the league min. They're like a little bit
Yeah.
off like the development fees and whatever the parents pay in.
Yeah.
But any parent that's got some cash, they'll be like, oh yeah, hey Wendell Clark, you want to coach your team? Or they'll find some ex NHL guy.
Crazy.
That's wild.
Anyways, so yeah, this parent would buy every single team that his kid was on, and then goes to junior, buys it. When his kid is like coming up for his draft year,
Yeah.
he buys the central scouting like the team.
Come on.
He buys
This
the
is
organization.
legit?
Yes.
Talk about buying your
No
way.
way.
He buys,
Yeah.
No
he
way.
buys the organization that's responsible for scouting and reporting, right?
Come on.
And
Oh
then
my
when he was
gosh.
interviewed, he's like, I just like doing business. He's like, it's a hobby of mine. Right? So that's how he justified. He's like, I like sports, I like hockey, and I like business, so I might
I
as
like
well.
being involved with my son. You know?
Exactly, right? It's
Yeah.
like, what a great
I'm
way.
a father's
Daddy,
son.
Yeah.
Daddy, can you buy this? team?
Daddy, buy the scouting guys now.
So I remember reading about this, and it was when the kid was like still 15 or 16. I was like, what a spoiled, like this is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
you can't buy your way into the NHL. You know who that guy
Can you?
was?
Who?
Zach Hyman.
Oh,
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I blew the story
No,
earlier.
it wasn't.
So
Zach
you this is
Hyman.
I didn't realize it, but you had told me like a Cole's Notes version of this before, so I ruined it.
Yeah, years ago.
What the hell
I
did Zach
Yeah.
Hyman's dad do?
don't know. Look it up, guys.
Zach Hyman.
Yeah.
I only remember it from a while back, but yeah, his dad basically bought everything. And did it help? I don't know. But Zach Hyman,
Apparently, I mean, he was a beast.
He's a good
He
hockey
won the Hobie Baker, didn't he? Or finalist?
And he
know if
seems
he's
to
mine,
have
but-
like good work ethic. Like he's
He does.
he's
He
an
does.
author, a kid's book author,
that's good. Yeah.
and he's one of the hardest working Leafs I've ever known.
Yes.
Yeah, my dad was.
So
giving
like
praise
you'd think as having a dad that just bought your way to the NHL, you'd think it'd be like a little bit of a brat.
So
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like it.
No.
He does work his butt off.
Yeah.
There. When he was on the Leafs, he gets the puck. On the Oilers, I'm like, he's gonna do great on the Oilers.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Wow, I didn't know that. I learned that today.
Hmm?
The last
No.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
so that's another minor, a crazy minor hockey story we get into, and then
Holy.
I'll do a few quick ones here, just from like people. This one's wild.
From fans.
From fans. I won't say names. I had a coach and several parents on the same team at a tourney last year. 8U, half ice. So
8U.
8U, 8 and under, 7-year-olds. We're talking about
Playing on
7-year-olds.
half.
Playing half ice.
Yeah.
It says several parents from the same team try to bribe me. This person is a ref. Try to bribe me to influence the outcome of the championship game.
for a
Come
for a
on.
U8 game.
What are you? Are you like? How do you even as a parent approach a ref with
Hey, you
a
want some
bribe?
donuts?
Like,
Hey, the parent has some compete. The parents got compete.
Oh my
out there.
God.
The parents got compete. We love it. We got a little bit of
Anything
compete
to win.
out there.
Anything to win.
They're like, I can't deal with my son losing today.
what is this bribe? Like, am I like, hey, I'll buy you a hot chocolate after at the snack bar, or is it like legit? Like,
Hey, I'll give you $5,000 to-
$50 if you know.
Holy.
How do you do that? How? I want to know how that interaction even went on.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Hey, they probably
Jeez.
it starts joking. Hey, you got me. And then it turns to real stuff.
Yeah,
Eh?
I
It starts
don't
by
know.
the joke, but then it goes, no, we're actually serious.
Yeah, yeah. So then also last year in a tourney semifinal game, I had a coach charge on the ice after an OT goal that eliminated his team. So like his team's eliminated OT.
Come on.
The coach charges on the ice at the ref, scream at me and my 15-year-old partner, and threaten to kill us and cause physical harm to the kids on the other team.
I
Oh my
believe it.
gosh.
I believe it.
The guy even stole my water bottle, and when we finally got him to start getting off the ice, it's a 13U game. Things things have gotten
Oh my
and then just go they go on. Things have gotten really bad for the refs during youth games. But like the thing is, at a rink, I've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah, I believe
Mob
it.
mentality.
Oh yeah.
The energy just keeps on elevating and elevating and
Yeah.
elevating, and then things just start.
Once a
seeming
game
normal.
escalates
Yeah.
and things aren't settled down,
Yep.
Yeah.
then it
games
gets worse
escalate.
and worse, and emotions run hot. And a lot of the people that are helping coach these kids, they just live in a normal life outside of it.
Yeah.
So they're like, I'm gonna mess someone up today, because it's like same with men's league. There's guys that
Oh yeah.
that like they're all pent up because they're working they're laying tiles all
Yeah,
day.
they're
and
laying their frame.
and their
and
wife's
they're-
pissed at them, and then they
Right,
get to
there's
go
a-
to men's
Oh,
hockey,
you
and
just
this
take it
guy
out
tells
on-
them he sucks. What are you talking about?
There's a lot more to
Yeah.
it. There's all kinds of like pent
Yes.
up. There's
Yeah.
things pent up.
Anytime a guy gets mad at me at men's league, I just allow it to happen. I'm
I
just
do
like, I
too.
feel for you,
I
buddy.
do too.
Like, don't be mad at me. I get it.
Yeah, I just offer back rubs.
I'll keep winning face-offs against you. But
Yeah.
other than that,
yeah,
you
you
do
have to.
you.
That's the way, because you don't know. You don't know what these guys are dealing with. What's
Yeah.
in their head. It's men's league at the end of the day. They're
Yeah.
Here's a few quick ones. Someone says a trio of hockey moms controls our entire national team program, and some kids get more ice time, that's like typical Paul. I mean, I don't know if it's volunteer, but it's a national team program. Like
the U.S. National Development League.
I don't know. Yeah, USA.
Yeah.
Coach on my AAA team got caught paying refs money to rig
Come
the
on.
game. He
Oh
got
my gosh.
arrested.
What for
Jeez.
that? You get arrested for that?
I mean,
I guess.
Oh, threatening a lawsuit if a kid didn't make the team. So it's like this is a parent.
I'm gonna sue you.
Like, it's tryouts.
Some lawyer in Toronto.
Why do
Yeah,
parents get
that's-
so
You
invested?
discriminated against my son.
Here's a good one. A dad put a microphone in his 10-year-old's helmet so he could coach him from the stands.
I love that.
That's just smart.
That's
We've been talking about doing
unreal,
that
dude.
for a
My
while,
dad
like in
would've
men's
done
league.
that, dude.
We've been talking about doing that for
Should we
so
try
long.
it? Should we try it?
Yeah.
See if it
We
works.
have to.
Does it work?
But like we were gonna do it. We're both playing, not just.
oh no.
coaching,
We,
but,
we
like,
can communicate to each other while we're playing. I'll
Yeah,
be
get
like,
Chippy
"Yeah,
in on
drop
it
pass."
too.
Get me in
Oh,
there.
yeah, all
yeah.
three of us with headsets.
Yeah,
Dude,
We're
man.
gonna try it. See what actually works.
That's legendary.
that's just smart.
Why do parents get so
No,
crazy?
but I think we have to like.
Poor kid though. Poor kid. You
We're
just want to
taking-
break, play some hockey, get away from your parents, and they put a mic in your ear.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
That's insane.
just imagine he's like, he's got a breakaway. He's skating down. He just stops, rips off his helmet, starts screaming at his helmet. And he's like, what's going on?
Every
Dad,
other parent thinks that the dad's just on an angry phone call or something.
Yeah, holy screaming at us.
Buddy's got a tough day at work.
Wheel.
He misses the net, rips off his helmet, takes his stick, and just starts smashing it. Like, you got to give the kids a break, man. Let them play. Just let them play. I don't know. Like, you had some, like, I'm assuming you're from your skits that you do.
Oh, I got.
Your dad laid into you a few times.
Holy.
Is it worth it? Like,
I think it's like funny looking back, but I think that's why it's so relatable is because there's like it was serious. Like when you're playing AAA, like it is serious. It was like I'm out of it.
Played
now.
AAA.
I think I did. I know I did. No, so like when you're in it though, like when you're playing, like it was so real. But now it's like I'm 23.
Yeah.
I'm looking back at these situations and I'm like, holy, there's so many kids at 23, the same age as me, that are looking back and have gone through the crazy pregame speeches. My dad would be giving it to me in the pregame. Like he loved it. I love my dad.
Did it help? Did it help?
No, I wouldn't be listening. I wasn't even listening. My dad would be like, "You got to pinch in. You got to pinch in. If the forwards aren't giving you the puck, you got to, you know what I mean? Boy, you got to pinch up. You got to pinch up. You're a smaller defenseman. You got to pinch up. Yeah, it's like, and if they're gonna look you off, go for a skate. Don't be afraid to go for a skate.
All kinds of great advice.
Right?
All kinds of great advice.
And I'm sitting there like I learned how to like stop listening.
Are we going to Subway yet? What's going on?
But like it is, and you tune it out. And it was bad. It was bad because I just kind of like tuned my dad out for freaking 4 or 5 like
100%.
And now it's like I'm tuning back. I'm actually gonna listen, but he was like a talker.
Yeah.
And now for me, it's a lot of it's like listening is becoming like a huge thing for me. Like I read a book called "You're Not Listening" and Why It Matters, and I think every single person in this world should read it.
Fair.
I think that's a.
What was that book called again? I'm just kidding.
You're Not Listening and Why It Matters.
Oh my gosh, what is the color? Is this the right color? Sorry, that book again? No. It's funny. So Mason, he's 7, and the same thing. Like I think we're really connecting. I'm having a nice heart to heart. Like something happened, and we're coming together and like making amends, and like I'm, really like. I think I'm making a huge impact on him, right?
Yeah.
And then I finished saying something, and I'm like, man, I really nailed that. Like, I landed that line perfect. Like, he's going to remember that for the rest of his life. And, like, he's just sitting there on his bed. I think he's listening. And so heartfelt. And then he goes, Dad, do cats have eyelashes?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes. What in 1 year you're talking to yourself, Jared?
Like father, like
talking
son,
to yourself.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Wife talking to you, and you talking to me.
But it's honestly like nearly every time where I'm like, it's heart to heart. I can't say more than one sentence, and he's just like, right? He's Dad, are we gonna get a green Gatorade after, or like he's thinking. I know he's thinking about something completely different. So now I'm like, all right, I learned. I'm not gonna keep on going. It's one sentence, we're good.
Yeah, listening's like a crazy skill. That, like I was always a pretty good listener. Coaches always liked me because I would always be pretty good at listening, and like you listen to the drill, you watch the drill, you go execute the drill. But there's a lot of people out there that struggle with the listening component or can't sit still. But that was something I've been trying to work on it too, just getting better at it, just being more mindful. Because when you're mindful and other people are not, like other people just make themselves look like goofs. Like it's actually crazy. Like if you're actually listening, a lot of the time you can get to know someone really well in like a 20-minute conversation.
Yes.
They'll tell you everything that's on their mind, and it's like it's almost like a superpower. I'm finding like if you kind of ask questions, you listen
and remember,
but you just listen to not even say a word about it.
Mm-hmm.
You ask questions, you listen.
It's called active listening.
Yeah, active listening, and it's like something I've been reading a lot about, and I think everyone could use that skill because it's a crazy, and it gives you like. I don't know. For me, it just it's like self-awareness I've been working on, especially if you're someone with social anxiety. I used to have a lot of social anxiety, and just like listening and being present. Most people are in their own heads like all day long. You're thinking a thought, and it's very difficult to quiet it, and get present. But that's something I've definitely been working on. So listening's a huge skill.
Another book recommendation: How to Win Friends and Influence People, and the title makes it sound so.
I haven't read that one, but everyone's
I've read the first chapter.
It's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
I
It's
have it at
basically
home.
how people's minds work. It's just how people operate. It sounds like a manipulative title. I didn't read it for the longest time because I'm like, that sounds like too divisive and like or whatever. It's like, oh yeah.
So what kind of things? Is there anything like that stuck out most in that book?
Simple stuff. Remember someone's name. A name is
huge. Names are huge.
A name is someone's like it's the most important thing to that person. If you forget their name, you forgot them, right? But if you can remember their name and like a few weeks later, Jerry, nice to meet you, right? That's that's big for them, and especially people with complicated names, to say their name properly to them, because they're so used to people mispronouncing them. Like, oh,
That's
you're not
game.
important enough to know what your name. I'll just say it how I want to, right? It's like, or to spell it properly, right?
Yeah.
So that's just one simple one, is like, remember people's names. Also, talking about listening, something that the guy says in the book is, if you want to be a good conversationalist, listen and ask questions. He said that he's gone to dinner parties and he talks to people, and basically he just listens and then asks them, and he'll have this person going on and on and on about something that they really care about.
And they love it.
But
They love it, and they love talking.
exactly. Like, it
I
could
did
be
that with Ray Bourque at the.
Well, I mean,
Because
it's good.
everyone was talking to him, and I was just kind of sitting with him.
Mhm.
We were like eating breakfast or whatever the food was, and everyone kept asking, like, "So did you always play defense?"
Yeah. Hockey.
Or like,
Same question.
What do your kids play hockey?
Yep.
And so I was just sitting there and just kind of like making like small talk,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah, yeah.
treating him like I would like any other guy.
Yeah.
And then I asked him, I was like, "So you do anything fun for Halloween with your grandkids?" And he's like, "No, actually, we're in Florida, but like we're happy to be back because now we've got a house being built that's ready in a few
Follow-up
days." And
question.
Ammo.
I was like,
Baby
"Oh, like
ammo.
where's that? Where's that?
Follow-up
Like that's
question.
cool." And then he pulled it up on his phone, shows me a picture of his house, and then I'm like, "Oh, that's
and you
cool."
don't give a crap about his house, and you don't. But it's
He's going to his kid's 9th birthday party.
Yeah.
He's gonna. I'm just kidding.
But I was just like inviting him to tell me about
Yeah.
things that he wants to talk about versus me driving the
The
questions.
trick is, so
Yeah.
if you want to do it in a manipulative way, then you ask questions and you don't actually care. But to truly be interested in it, and like, because you can find things.
I
and
was actually
Gotta find
interested.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Try to find common ground.
actually care. But like, so in the book, the guy's, I mean, I think he was talking about plants or something, right? And the guy just found questions of like, oh, this is fascinating. This guy is like obviously an expert on something, and he learned a lot just from listening. At the end of the party, the guy's like, oh, you were a great conversationalist. The guy who wrote the book barely said anything.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a good conversation. He's like, I didn't say anything. This guy talked the
I
whole
just listen
time.
and ask cool questions.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But to him,
But
it's like it got
asking
open up.
good questions is good conversation.
That's actually a great point.
Like it's not about what you're saying, it's about what you're inviting to be
Yep.
said.
Yeah.
Another, we'll just go off on this book because I think it's great.
This is real game.
No,
like, you
it's-
guys
it's-
want to know? Like, everyone's like, "Oh, how do we get? I'm Coach Chippy. How do we get girls?" Learn about the mind, learn about conversation, and like show interest in other people, and genuinely be interested in what they have to say.
Yeah, that's great for conversation. And like, be yourself, be real.
Yeah.
Right? Don't put anything fake
And
out
not
there.
like the social platform.
Yeah, it's basically don't be a real be. Never mind.
Yeah.
If you are like faking something or acting a certain way or trying to like you're pretending something or you're trying a technique,
Mhm.
it's not you. It's you're. So then you end up with a fake
Persona.
bond.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you're faking something to get a certain result, and then this person likes you because they think that's who you are, but it's not. Then in the
Yeah.
long run, it's just it's worthless,
Yeah.
right? Be yourself, and you will attract someone who likes who you are, and that is a real relationship.
Huge.
Mhm.
Anyways, from the
Relationship advice with
book, there
Coach
we go with
Jeremy and
Coach
Coach
Jeremy.
Jim.
Hey, we're like an hour and a half into the podcast.
I
right?
love
We're
this.
going-
This is the real
This is
people.
the real
We're
stuff.
talking
Okay,
real stuff.
all of
here.
you that are still listening, you guys are really active listeners. Thank you for sticking.
Yeah,
around.
yeah. So I think it was the first chapter of the book. Basically, the author goes into that no one thinks they're wrong, and I think it opens with like some guy is in like a gunfight. He like robbed a bunch of banks. He killed he terrible person,
Yeah.
right? And he had an explanation.
Your
as to-
perception of yourself is
Right.
always that you're not doing anything
he
wrong.
he felt
Yeah.
he didn't do anything wrong. Like he had a reason why. Like he justified it somehow.
Right.
and-
Perception bias. Like
It's basically like he didn't think it was that bad. So the whole context of that story at the beginning of the book, I think it was the first chapter.
I think I remember reading
if
this.
this guy who did this, clearly things that are not good to do. If he doesn't think he did anything wrong, then why would someone that you're having a petty argument think that they're wrong?
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, I know.
Like if you think
If you're arguing about who put away the dishes,
yeah.
why would they admit that they're wrong about that?
and it's like you can only win if you care about the result. Like that's also a funny thing. Is like
Yeah.
if you're arguing about something and you know the other person cares and you don't care,
Hmm.
it's like that's a form of manipulation, right? Like you can like just
Yeah.
keep
Oh,
giving something, then
yeah,
they're
you
and
can-
but you don't care. Like you're not you don't care about the actual argument at all.
I know.
And I was guilty of doing that a couple times. I know these guys you get in their ways and they don't want to change their mind, and I just
Yeah.
keep
That's
giving
like
it.
my brother in men's league.
Yep.
He doesn't care about the outcome, but he'll intentionally do things that he knows pisses other people off.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of like brothers, I thought a fun draft for next week is torture techniques from your
You were saying that
from
you
your
sent me a text.
siblings.
What the heck?
Things that your siblings
Oh,
did,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, but you rank them from worst, like the worst thing, because
Are we gonna do a sibling draft?
no, it's
Sibling draft, yeah.
it's basically like talking. I'm not going to throw any out there because I want to win the draft. But you're just talking about like growing up with brothers and or like sisters, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the things that they did to just like tick you off, or like little things
Right.
that are kind of funny.
I like that.
Little moves.
That's funny. Yeah.
Right? So yeah, like just to throw one out there, like a noogie.
Stay tuned till next week for that one.
Yeah. All right, we'll
Yeah.
we'll do it. And I think we can wrap it up there. Eh?
Yeah, I
Anything
think
else on there?
that was a fun.
We got like an hour and a half. We're good.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
solid.
What a pod.
Thanks a lot for listening, everyone out there.
Yep.
If you're a puck daddy, let us know in the comments.
Let us know. I had someone DM me. Said I'm a puck daddy.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everyone DM, I'm a puck daddy.
I'm a puck daddy. Got the DM. I was like,
Yeah.
let's go. Send him a big let's go back. So,
Yeah. All right.
puck daddies, like, follow, subscribe.
Daddies unite.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. See ya.
Gonna change the
Wow.
world
Hour and a
with
half.
my hockey stick. Gonna make a real difference. Feed the poor and heal the sick.